Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome the rest of the world to ERC's The Stage for our pre-event ERC The Stage before we head to Hungary in, next week. We're looking forward to going over there. It's been quite a while since we were in Portugal, so we thought we'd get everybody together, regroup, and build up to a fantastic event. Round 4 of the championship is happening next week. I'm going there. Julian Porter hopefully will be going there as well, who joins us this evening from home. I think you're at home. I'm out in the garage. It's freezing this evening, Julian. When we started doing this back in the summer, it was nice and warm, but now it's definitely cold. I need to relocate like you.
No, I'm in the same place. It's great. I'm inside. It's quite nice. So yeah, but yeah, going to Hungary. Can't wait to go to Hungary. We had that situation last year with that challenging weather, but this year I've already packed. The waterproofs are in. I might have my shorts on, but underneath my waterproofs, they're in. They're there.
Really?
Yeah, I packed already. I packed yesterday.
Really? You've got nothing better to do with your life at the moment than to pack for Hungary, which is next week. We're looking forward to going there this week and next week. So welcome along this evening. You can join in the conversation tonight on ERC The Stage just by sending us a message if you want to get in touch with us or also our fantastic guests that we have on the line this evening. So joining us in the blue corner this evening, Julian Porter, we've got somebody very, very special from Hungary. We've got Norby Herzig. He's over there, which is
hello. Good evening, hi everybody,
and Johan as well alongside us.
Hello.
He's a new face to the ERC. Gentlemen, where are you this evening? I presume you're at home. I hope.
Let's start with Norby. Where are you and how are you doing?
Hey, hello. Thank you very much. Everything is okay. I am at home, next to my office. Here is a still room, and I can speak with you from here.
Nice to see you this evening, and yeah, thanks for joining us. And Johan, where are you?
I'm in my bed, in my bedroom. So I'm in Ledersalp, a village in the French Alps, and I'm here because I have a lot of children, and it's more quiet here.
You have a lot of children. I don't want to know, how many children do you have?
I have 3 today, but not all mine.
Are you stealing them? I'm worried now. What's with the kids? Tell me, are they family? I presume you haven't just stolen them, no?
Sorry?
You haven't taken the children. I presume you've, yeah.
No, I have 2 children only.
That's okay. They are yours. That's good. Right. Gentlemen, lovely to see you this evening. So, right, where should we go from here on? We've got the running list. We're off it already.
Yeah, we've got a running order. I think we start with Norby because we're going to Hungary next. 4-time Hungarian champion. Norby, last year we've already mentioned about the weather, the challenge of the event. The driver who is sharing the ERC The Stage with you, Johan Bernardo, this evening, he's going to come to the rally for the first time. What can we expect? What's the weather like there? What have you heard about the stages that we've got coming up for this year? And what are your impressions of the rally last year?
Yeah, in the last year, the rally was very, very difficult because of the weather. You remember that the rain was coming, and therefore the racer had a very, very difficult condition. And now I hope in this year maybe the weather will be much better, and the racer can be fun a little bit more than the last year. So the stage will be quite same like last year. Some stages will be shorter and cut, and therefore some bad place went out from the program, and therefore I hope we will be not have more puncture, because in the last year we had I think 4 puncture the whole rally. It was too much for one rally, and it was a difficult. You can see now. So the big challenge will be for everybody, for the racer, and the organizer organized one stage of the city, and it will be the very interesting for the spectators. So it will be a good rally, I hope.
Johan, just looking at this footage this evening, last year was unprecedented with the amount of rain we had during the rally, and it was really, really, super muddy, as you can see here. Do you relish those kind of conditions? Do you like driving in these kind of conditions, or are you more of a clean tarmac kind of guy?
Oh, I think we can drive on different conditions, because in Portugal or in French championships, always we have in the beginning of the season a difficult rally with the condition. It's Rally du Touquet, so we have a lot of rain and mud as well. But we expect a new difficult rally. I think it's a good training for the future, and so we will see. I think the mud condition will be a new one for us, but we try to do our best in these special conditions.
It was unbelievable last year, wasn't it, Julian? Just standing out there at the stage ends, in the dark, in the rain. I mean, for us, we were still wearing our shorts. We were expecting warm weather in Hungary, but so cold. But looking at this, it looks so challenging, doesn't it? Really, really challenging.
I mean, for me, standing at the end of the stage, as you say, completely the dark, the wet, it very, very difficult, very challenging. And for me, wet tarmac is the scariest thing in the world. I mean, Johan and Norby are quite used to this with obviously rallying where they do, but it's so unpredictable, and you would just love a nice dry weather. But do you like the wet tarmac, Norby?
Yeah, I think if I don't make a big pillar forward start of the rally, after I can how to say, enjoy the rally. Okay, but I think every racer likes much better than the condition. It's a little bit dry. You can see now my big moment from the last year. It was a very, very hard situation for me.
I remember. I've forgotten this.
You were in the swimming pool, no?
Yeah, like a swimming pool was, yes.
But Johan, that stage through the vines. But the camber of the road, Norby, and Johan, you'll experience this next week through the vineyards. The camber of the road pulled in, so the water was running down the middle of the road rather than the road being out. Johan, have you driven on tarmac or concrete like that before with that kind of camber?
No, never. Maybe
Okay.
some part in Dutchland, I think, but no. I think it's a new one for me.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Something else that's going to be new in Rally Hungary is Norby's going to have to look after his son. This is a rare thing, father and son doing the rally. And just tell us a little bit about this. This now, I don't know. Do you concentrate on what your son's doing? Do you concentrate on what you're doing? How do you communicate? Because obviously you're at the front of the field. He'll be towards the back in one of his first ever rallies.
It will be a very difficult situation for me. It will be the big challenge for my family, not just for me, just for my wife as well, and for my daughter as well, and for my son as well. So I wouldn't have liked that he started the racing, the autosport. But before, I think 3 or 4 years, he started driving the rallycross sport, and after 3 years, he could be to win the category in the super 1,600 quadrat meter category, and after he stayed in front of me. Okay, father, I would like to start in the rally. I unfortunately, so I didn't want that he started this sport, but I couldn't make nothing, and I let him to the rally, and I think it will be a very a difficult situation for me. But he's more cleverer as I am, so but independently of this, I afraid him a little bit, of course.
He's more clever than you are.
I was, because I then I started this sport before 23 years ago. I started the rally sport in Hungary, but I went out of the road many times and many races. I think during 3 years I could to finish I could to finish just maximum 3 or 4 or 5 rallies. I didn't too much clever, but Patrick is very good talent, and he has to just drive. The first thing was that he don't let to start in the IRC, but we got the info from the organizer that the Hungarian racers can drive in this rally just one day, and this mileage is a little bit too short, and therefore we decided the Patrick starts at the ERC.
That's pretty
That's
good.
Great news.
Norby,
Great
you
news.
are a bit of a legend. Johan, we'll come to you in a short while as well. But Julian, we've got to just talk about coming up later in the show. You were catching up with Andreas Mikkelsen, so let's talk about that for a moment.
Well, basically, that's it. Yeah, I've caught up with Andreas Mikkelsen earlier on today. He was meant to be on the show. He's in a plane at the minute, so we had to kind of speak to him earlier. So Mikkelsen will be coming up later on. Before we go on to Johan and his impressive performance in the FAF rally, just a little bit of news and a newcomer thing. First of all, next up, we're going to do with our newcomer. We do this once every show, and this weekend we've got a guy who's won twice already in his category this season. So play the tape. Who is our newcomer this weekend?
So I don't understand nothing.
I'm Andrea Modellini, and I'm ERC2 and Alba Rally Cup driver in 2020. I'm 21 years old. I raced since I was 17. Always on racetrack. This is my first full season in rally. So I'm getting used to special stages, to muddy roads, to gravel also. And this year I'm learning a lot. This is why I choose ERC Championship. So far my season was good. I'm happy about my results, and looking forward for some good points in Hungary next week. And thanks to everybody, and don't forget to follow me, follow ERC, and on social media and on TV, and ciao!
Fantastic, great to see him. But I was wondering where he's recording that, because what I love about these like kind of lockdown programs is that everybody's in strange locations. But Modellini, I think, was I'm not sure where he was, like kind of in this kitchen with the cupboard door open there. But lovely to see these drivers
without a crash helmet as well, which is nice to see them without a crash helmet. But yeah, he's won twice, as you said. We are going to see him in Hungary, which should be interesting. And news now, you know what I'm like for my news. First thing is, I'm not sure what order it's going to come out in, but there's some exciting news which we can't announce. We thought we could, but we can't. But we potentially are going to be seeing some Renaults coming to Hungary, so that'll be quite nice. It's a new car that they've got, Renault, so hopefully we're going to see some of those cars coming into Hungary and potentially the rest of the season as well. So that's something. And Florian Bernardi, who won some rounds of ERC3 last year, he drove this car as a zero car in Monte Carlo, and it's I'm hearing a rumor that this Renault is going to appear in Hungary. So that'll be interesting to see. Keep a look on all of our media platforms for the drivers and the team when that is announced. Something else that has been announced and of interest to our Rally 2 competitors is the new Hyundai. There it is, the N version of the i20. It's now come out. We had an i30 before as a road car. We've now got an i20 as a N version, and the gearbox is the same on this car, and everything else is new. Apparently, everything else is brand new on that car, apart from the gearbox. So it'll be interesting to see it, and I think orders are being taken now, and delivery will be, I think, November, December, ready for next year. So we have had an influx of Hyundais on the last few rallies. So, and that beautifully leads into Johan Bernardo, who had a massive fight with Ivan Aras on the last rally in a Hyundai. Johan, it was a battle for second and third until Alexei had that spin, and then it became a battle for first, second, and third. How intense was Faf Rally for you?
I think with the difficult condition, it was a completely maximum attack, especially for us. I don't know for Mr. Ares, but we tried to do our best on the last one. We did a good time on the one special before the end, and we think it was possible to get the second, maybe the first place. So we tried to do our best, and with the condition, it was really, really difficult.
You look at the condition. I'm going to say, watching it here, it's nice and dry, isn't it? But it was raining. I mean, Norby, Johan, what was the tire choice situation in that rally?
We never had the best tire choice in the special stage, because some parts were dry, completely dry, some parts were completely wet. So with the tire choice, it was very difficult to choose the good one. We put sometimes 3 wet and 3 slicks, and sometimes 2 and 4. So we never had the good tire choice in the car, but it's always a mix.
It was amazing at the end of the stages as you turned up, and everyone just had this crisscross pattern, and for us, we were just like, what are you wearing this time, tire-wise? But on the helicopter shots, Norby, it kind of looks dry, but the grip level caught you out as well, did it?
I think it was an Hungary grip, no?
Yeah, the problem was that we had to decide at the service park which tires we put to the car, and we, for example, we came from the service park to the stage 20 or 25 kilometers, and after the weather went wrong, and the rain was coming. And before the stage, we had to change the tires. Of course, into the car, we can put just two spare, and we have to cross in the car the tires. It was very, very difficult. So sometimes was that we went on the road with the rain tires, and the stage was absolutely dry. And the second stage, we changed the tires. We put the slick tires, and after the rain was coming again, and the road and the stage road was absolutely wet. So it was extremely. It was very, very difficult condition.
Was that the first rally that you driven with a crisscross pattern of tires, Norby?
No. Before 3 years ago, or no, 2 years ago, we went already in the Barum Rally in cross, and we finished the rally into the tree.
Right. Okay. On the roof.
It was a little crash, and it not to success rally, but until today we could to learn many things about the cross driving. So, and therefore, if the rally Hungary, for example, will come the rain, I think we have a quite good routine.
That's good.
Just watching this footage here, and Johan, in that final stage, I think this is it coming up, that you ran, you ran too wide at the end of the day. What are you thinking?
Right-hander here.
It was here, I think. Yeah, we touched a bit the barrier, but it's normal. It's better to touch it than a tree, but I think the difference between RS and me was here.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. But we mentioned before about Alexei having this spin and dropping 20 odd seconds. When did you find out? It's quite interesting for me and Chris. We're seeing it on social media, on the results page. Are you checking all of that bit of information to know exactly that Alexei had a problem? Did you know that, and did you realize now it was a fight for the lead?
Yes, for sure. We know that, and the objective on the last one was only for the victory then. But so his rally was better than us. He was quicker during all the rallies, so that's normal. The result is normal. But if we won this rally in case of Montaigne problem, I think it was not a good rally for us, and I think this result is most a real result.
Just a question, Johan, from my curiosity. You played a part with Citroen and PH Sports developing this car. So Alexei's driving the same car. He's championship leader. You're a relative newcomer to the ERC. Do you feel like you know this car better because you've developed it with Citroen than Alexei? So you know how to get just a little bit more out of it?
I think Alexei is a very good and fast driver, so I think the kilometers in development is for sure important. But the most important when you do some development for Citroen is to do the car as performance and drivable by all the customers. So you are only here for the customers and not for you. So I think the development is important. It's important to be in this development, but it's not the most important for the results.
But do you not develop the car with you being the customer in mind?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
We were talking about tires there. Now, I'm sure the guys and girls in the editing office, they made a little social media clip, didn't they, of drivers in the service park looking around. I'm not sure if we've got that, but there was this great footage of drivers hanging around each other's service parks, looking at what different tires everyone was taking. And this is it. I mean, last service of the day. Are you aware of what other drivers are taking? Are you sending people out to watch what rivals are doing?
We never know what will be the tire choice of the driver, but we try to have a look and we ask some spectators and some people around us, but we never know what will be finally the tire choice.
So our team, we got some info from Raimund Baumschlager. He was next to the stage, and he checked every time the weather, and we are together in phone, and he could help for me about the tire choice, but we didn't check from the opponent's tire choice.
Just rewinding the clock back a few years ago, we'll talk to Andreas Mikkelsen, who competed in the ERC when it was part of the IRC, Intercontinental Rally Challenge, a few years ago. But Julian, do you remember Monte Carlo Rally when that was in the IRC? And famously, it was Ford who drove out onto the last night stage, and they put the white dots on the rain tire to sort of denote that it was a spiked kind of snow tire that they were going out on.
Yeah, they marked it as if it looked like it had studs on. They also, I remember another thing that Ford did, and it was in the time when you could cut a tire, and they cut the tire and then they put all the cuts back in, and the driver was told to drive really slowly out of the service so that everyone thought he was on a full racing tire, but he was actually on a heavily cut racing tire. And once he spun the wheels up on the road section, all the rubber came out. But
Does no,
the famous
no good
thing,
for the environment.
no good for the environment. Tell you what was interesting was that year you're talking about when Bouffier and Delacour did really, really well. Bouffier won it, I think. And it was snowing, Hannanen was leading and all this kind of stuff. And I remember someone interviewing Delacour saying, how did you get the tyre choice so correct? You were the only driver to come out with snow tyres. And he went, it's quite simple. I got the phone number of the man at the ski resort at the top of the col, and I phoned him. He says, everyone else has team members all over the place. I phoned the man at the top of the ski resort. He told me it was snowing. I went with snow tires. I thought it was a great, simple story. All this technology, but all you need is the phone number of the man who is at the highest point of the road.
Johan, Norby probably knows the guy who owns the restaurant at the end of the vineyard stage. We went there for lunch last year. So when you're on your recce, it's a really nice place. But Norby, you know Hungary pretty well. Yeah, but are you living in Budapest, Norby? Where are you in Budapest or somewhere else?
Yeah. Exactly next to Budapest, from a little village from Budapest, 10 kilometers maximum. Name is Török Bálint. It's quite close to Budapest.
Okay.
I have a question before we let these two guys go. How do you say correctly the name of the town where the rally is? Because it's far too big for me, this word.
In Hungarian says Nyíregyháza.
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 Johan,
Okay.
can you say that?
Please try. Please try again.
Nyíregyháza.
Nyíregyháza.
Correct.
Nyíregyháza. Okay. We'll be coming to you all the time for more information on that one. But
I was in Budapest 2 weekends ago, and I filled up the car with petrol in the petrol station, and Norbert Herzig was in the petrol station on a sign at the board. I nearly took a selfie with me and him because he was in the petrol station. I went to a mall petrol station just out of, and he was there. It's like,
but I think I thought that maybe, unfortunately, you didn't get a little bit cheaper the petrol. Sorry.
Typical. I'll come and see you in the service park next week, Norbert Herzig. Johan Bonato, it's lovely to see you back on another round of the ERC. Just before you guys go this evening, Johan, are you going to win it this time? What's the plan?
The plan for what?
for Hungary.
Hungary. Are you going to win? Second last time on your first outing in the ERC. This time?
It's difficult to know what will be the result for us because the rally is new for us, but we try to do our best in this rally and we will see what will be our position, but for sure it will be harder than in Portugal.
Okay, nice to see. But with the development time in the car, I think you have a slight advantage knowing that car a little bit better. But,
well,
we will see.
Norby is a 4-time Hungarian champion. What are your targets for next week then?
Of course, I hope that we will be a little bit luckier than the last year, and we will not be got a puncture. This is the first, and the second that we will be able to fight for the podium. I hope.
Cool, gentlemen. Lovely to have you on the stage this evening, and thanks so much for joining us this evening, Johan and Norbert Herzig. We'll see you next week when we go to Hungary, and this is what next week's going to look like. We've talked a lot about it, but this is the next rally. Round 4 of the ERC looks like this. Let's just recap to last year's, the 2019 edition of what ERC Hungary looked like then.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you, and see you in Hungary.
See you later, guys.
Hello, bye.
Press play.
So as mentioned, Andreas Mikkelsen is going to join us on ERC The Stage. He was due to come on live, but he had a flight to catch. So we've caught up with him earlier on in the afternoon. Andres, it's great to have you on ERC The Stage. Looking good, looking well. How are you? What have you been up to? Whereabouts are you at?
Thank you. Well, it's nice to be on. I'm now actually, as we well, when this is shown live, I'm basically on the flight from Oslo to Monaco. My flight was cancelled, so I had to change the flight. So that's why I'm very happy that we could do this a little bit up front. But yeah, everything is good. Now I'm traveling to Monaco. I will stay there for 4 or 5 days until I leave for Hungary, because we will have a small test before we do the rally, so I can get to know the team a bit, the car, and really looking forward just to be back competing again in the ERC. Obviously, it's a bit different to IRC, which I used to do, but it's many of the same rallies, I've understood, and I'm just looking forward to compete again.
Well, as you said, 2012, 11, 12, you were in and around the IRC. But how has this comeback materialized? Tell us the story behind how you're coming back in Hungary.
Well, obviously, my main focus is try to come back to WRC, of course. So this is my main aim, but I got this great opportunity to do Rally Hungary. The team, Top Cars, they contacted me and asked me if I would like to do the rally, do the event for them. And of course, it suited well into my program with the Pirelli testing that I've done. So I was free this weekend, and yeah, like I told you, I'm missing so much to compete. I've been driving a lot of cars recently, you know. The last 6 months, it's been a lot of testing with the Pirelli program, but it's very different when you're actually sat there on the stage competing for time. So now I was very happy they contacted me, and for me it was an easy choice. The team has a lot of experience, and I'm sure with them we can be able to fight for a great position and have fun.
It's a new rally into the championship last year, Rally Hungary. What do you know about it? Have you seen anything about it? Is it a complete surprise?
No, well, obviously I've already started doing my homework a bit for the event. Last year it was really difficult. It looked like some really treacherous conditions, looked very muddy, and looked very tricky. I saw as well a lot of punctures, so it gave me an idea what I can expect. Obviously, I did Rally Hungary for many years ago, but that was in a really different area. Then I think it was based in Pécs. So it's a new area now for me, and looks like it's a lot in the forest, a little bit. Looks like for me like in the vineyards a bit. It looks like some vineyards like Germany in some places. But yeah, it looks nice. I think it's important to have an early roll position there because it looks like there is a lot of mud being pulled out.
You're in a Skoda, Fabia. You've got rivals around you who've been there last year. What do you know about your Luckenooks and your Herzigs and your Breens and people like that? And where do you realistically think you can slot in?
No, I'm like you say, I'm going there with the Skoda. I have always had a great relationship with Skoda. When things ended with Volkswagen, they took me on board for some WRC events, and I really love to drive the car. I always felt really comfortable in the car, and I'm quite confident that if I get a good feeling, obviously I've been driving the car for a really long time. I did one test in Ypres, a development test for Skoda. So quite recently I got a feel for it again, and it felt really nice and stable, just like I remember it. So if I get a good feeling, I'm confident that we can fight in the top. I think everything else would be a disappointment. So yeah, we are going there to try to win it and dominate.
Something else I saw when I had a sneak preview of an entry list was Ola is back next to you.
Yeah.
What's going on there then?
The comeback of Ola. No, it's
Yeah.
Ola is back in the car. Anders, it's an easy story behind it. Anders' wife is pregnant, and they are having a kid very soon, just in the same time period. And it was really important for Anders to be there when that happened. And it would be a bit more difficult if it was a WRC event in a WRC car. But for this occasion, I found it okay, and I understand, of course, it's something that you want to experience. So that's why Ola is back. I'm very happy that he wanted to join. We already did the test together in Ypres for the development test, so we could already prepare ourselves a bit, getting used to each other and getting used to his voice again. So yeah, it was straight away, it felt very familiar. He's been with me in the car for most of my career, so it was not like something was new. But it was a good fun to have Ola back in the car, and looking forward to do the rally with him.
We've just been seeing some photographs there. You've mentioned Ypres, you've tested in Ypres. Obviously, we talked about Barham that you did before. And the atmosphere of the championship is still very similar, very the same. What memories have you got of being at those events before in the European Rally Championship?
I have great memories from that time. It was called IRC. The rallies were super nice, and the level and pace was also really high. I mean, you really had to push to the maximum to fight in the top. I remember doing the IRC and the WRC2 in 2012 together with Ogier. And there were some IRC rallies where I was struggling to fight at the top, and when I joined the WRC2 fighting with Ogier in the same car, I was matching him. So it just says that the level is still really high in the ERC as well. And I'm not taking anything for granted when I get there. I'm sure I need to push really hard to be up there fighting at the front, especially since I don't have so much experience from that rally, or I have none experience from that rally. So, and it was run last year. So I just have to look at the onboards, see how it was last year, but the conditions was so bad last year. So I doubt we will have the same again, but yeah, I'll just do everything I can to be on the pace.
You've mentioned that you've driven a lot of rally cars in the last 6 months, even though you haven't competed. What have you been up to then? Just give us an insight to the world of Andreas Mikkelsen over the last few months.
Well, obviously, I've had the Pirelli testing, which was planned to be a lot during the whole season from the beginning of the year. But with the COVID situation, everything was very much postponed. So when we picked up our testing in July, it's been quite busy testing with Pirelli. But all of that testing has been in Sardinia with the Citroën and Santilok team, which has really keeping me in good driving shape. So I've been doing a lot of mileage on this type of terrain, both on gravel and on tarmac. So and as well, I did the Skoda development tests for a couple of weeks ago in Ypres. So that gave me a lot of mileage in the car to get myself used to that car again, which is nice before I get to Hungary. And as well, I have a test before the event itself. So I'm very sure I will be dialed into the car, be dialed into everything before we start stage one.
Hungary, as you say, at the minute, I think I'm right. It's a one-off event. Is there opportunities for more European Championship outings with this team?
We haven't talked anything about other events. I'm just really happy that I will make this rally, because the last 6 months I've been quite heavily injured because I had a motocross accident. So
I wasn't going to mention that.
No, yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling really good now. I've been doing CrossFit sessions lately, and the body is not completely back to normal, but as good as. And driving a car is not a problem at all. So I'm just happy that I recovered as quick as I did, and I'm ready to do this rally. If there will be more, we haven't talked about. Obviously, my main focus will be WRC, and try to do everything I can to be back there. But this is also a great opportunity to keep myself in shape and yeah, push the other drivers a bit.
Andreas, it's been great to have you on the show. We can't wait to see you in Hungary. Good luck with your test, and we'll see you in Hungary.
Yeah, see you guys.
Great to have Andreas Mikkelsen on the show. That was obviously a pre-record. You wouldn't even know that it was pre-recorded earlier on today because Andreas is currently in an aeroplane flying back to Monaco. I do like Andreas. It's nice to have him back in the ERC, Julian. I don't know, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Andreas because basically because he used to live long time ago around about 3 kilometers as the crow flies from this location when he was very young, living up the top of the hill when he was driving for Ram Sport back then, way back in the day. But yeah, he's a nice man, isn't he? Nice fella.
He's a really nice guy. It'd be interesting to see how he gets on. As he said, he's not done a lot of competition this season. He's done lots of testing, but as we know, testing isn't the same thing. So let's see how he gets on. He wants to try and naturally fight for the win, but you know, your Luckenux, your Breens, Hersig, Banatos, these drivers are now into a flow and into a rhythm. So it's not super easy just to come like kind of drop in and then just have that opportunity. This is Andreas Mikkelsen and Petter Solberg in Sardinia a couple of weekends ago when they launched the new Pirelli tyres for the World Championship. And Andreas drove in shakedown, and then on the actual final stage of the rally, Petter drove and Andreas co-drove for him, which was interesting to say the least. Yeah. Just some comments just coming in, just seeing what's going on. Raquel is watching. We'll hopefully see her in Hungary. She's done 3 rounds of the championship so far, and she'll be ready to be back in action in Hungary. Chris Ingram is quite chatty on there. Obviously, Chris Ingram in Hungary last year, winning the championship. And living with you on that final stage in the dark. So, but quite a few other people in and around listening. Karen from the Canary Islands, obviously we go there in a couple of rallies' time. Raf, our cameraman, he's watching it.
He's always watching. Can I just mention this guy here? Where is he? Mark Kovacs, I think his name is. He said, I think it was Chris Roars. He was staying in our hotel when the WTCR race was in Hungary the other week. We actually had a fan in the hotel reception. It was unbelievable. And
had a fan.
I had a fan the first time ever. I had a moment, and I was well, not in a good way, but as I was walking through reception, it was. This guy came up and he was like, yeah, you're Chris. Are you coming to Hungary this year? I was like, yeah. Did you like the rally last year in your shorts? It was really cold. I said, I know. I was wearing my shorts and it was really cold in Hungary. I packed the wrong clothes. I'm coming to spectate this year. So yeah, that was amazing. I had a fan moment first time.
Well, that's great. I think Raquel said hi to you. She said hi to me. I've got some kisses on mine. You haven't. So there you go. But no, it'll be interesting. Sam Ticknell, who looks after the MRF media, he is watching. So it's going to be an interesting week next week. I mean, as I said, I've packed my bag already. I'm super excited. I've got some waterproofs this time, which I didn't last time. But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see. 3 rounds to go. What can we expect in the championship? And the maps are just up there. Norby's talked us through it, hasn't he already? Which is great.
Norby's been to have a look at them. No, he hasn't really. But looking around, similar to last year, isn't it, Julian? Looking at this format for
yeah, similar. But as Norby was saying there, just cutting some of the maybe more trickier places out, the more dirtier places where some big cutting can go on. So it's a massive challenge. Always going there on a new rally last year is a big challenge. Lots of cuts, lots of dirt. What was interesting is the drivers are going about, they're so dirty. All the drivers are cutting. Yeah, you're one of them. You're kind of creating it yourself. So, Nico Lander, remember we've seen him in ERC3. Yeah. He's missing being interviewed by us. So get back. Well, next year he says there. So, but yeah, it'll be an interesting weekend. And if I'm honest, I quite like that jeopardy of the rain in and around there. It's not easy, but it just gives that any spice.
maybe we've become a little bit too comfy over the recent years, where the seasons kind of run in the warmer climate, from March through to the middle of October, and this it kind of COVID is a bit of a problem for the entire world, and it's screwed up the motorsport season forever. Just a little bit of a problem. It's a pain in the backside, is this COVID stuff at the moment, but pushing the season further back, starting at the end of July in Rome where it was warm. And now we're heading into November with still 3 rounds to go, Julian. We're going to Hungary, then we're going to Canary Islands, and then we're off to Belgium for the final round of the season. And everything's all planning and trucking on ahead at the moment. But this weather could put the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit.
I definitely, definitely Hungary and Belgium with Spa. But, you can't beat a bit of winter sun. And going to the Canaries in December would be beautiful. Yeah,
but Canaries, I like it being a bit more spicy. Going to Canaries, we've been there at the start of the season, second round in the past, and up in the hills it's been freezing. It's been down to 8 degrees Celsius with low cloud and mist. I think it was the year that one of the years that Lukanook won. It was so cold at the end of those stages, but now in December, end of November, it's going to be super chilly. But
it'll be
good
fine.
Stuff. It's great to see you anyway, Julian. I haven't seen you for a few weeks, so I'm going.
No, that's it. A little while ago. Well, next week we'll see each other, and we'll bring, as you call it, more hot rally action to the viewers and to the listeners. And thanks to Johan, Norby, obviously Andreas, who quickly we had to reschedule that because he obviously had his flight. I think his flight, he said, was cancelled, wasn't it? So they got him on a different flight. So we had to quickly rechange that. So, but yeah, that's great. I'm happy. I'm ready to go.
Right, you go somewhere. I'm looking at the list now. I was just thinking, what have we forgotten to do?
I don't think we've forgotten anything.
Oh yeah, we just need to do, and according to our producer, director, who's shouting at us in our ears at the moment, we just need to say, see you next week and smile, apparently, because this is what's happening next week. Let's take you back to 2019, and from us on the stage this evening, we'll say goodnight. We'll be live from the stage ends in Hungary next week on all our usual outlets, on the TV, on your social media channels, on the radio, and pretty much everywhere you turn your face next weekend. Wrapping up slowly here, Julian, trying to get to where I need to be, which is rewinding the tape to last year. And we'll catch you next week live from Hungary. But this is what Hungary was all about last year. We'll see you there next week. Is that okay?
It or not? I don't know. We've got no times on the system. We're waiting for your time to go on the board. You've got a front right puncture.
Drove so slowly. No idea where we got it. Need to know if we won.
So do I. We're waiting for it to be fed into us in my ears. Your 2019 ERC champion.
I hope so.
What a dramatic finish.
Thank you so much to everyone who's helped me get here, especially Serkan and the whole team and all the 350 people who have helped us. I can't believe it.
Back at the service park, more tears of joy, but it is time to start believing, as Chris can tell himself he is the first British ERC champion since 1967. Ross Whittock and every member of the TalkSport team have played their part in this memorable victory.